As we look at future opportunities, certainly third-party television is very important. Each individual within our department brings something to the table. We have unique personalities. A lot of us operate kind of under the assumption that we're entrepreneurs within this big company, and I think that allows us to excel in our own way. This is one of Disney's finest hotels. It's the Grand Floridian Beach Resort. Hi, I'm Tim Klein. I work in marketing at Walt Disney Attractions, and my job is to use television to promote this, and especially this. When I first entered the company back in 1990, the job was pretty traditional. It was to promote Walt Disney World to selected markets around the country using vacation giveaways. That was easy, but for me, there were no... So I conferred with my boss. I wanted to produce and host original programming that showcased our parks and resorts and then syndicate the specials all over the country. Now, the typical approach for Disney would have been to buy the time.
Call 1-407-WDisney and make the dream come true.
Instead, I gave local programmers what they wanted, entertaining shows with the Disney magic, but for free. Commitments came pouring in. The shows were hits. Disney's exposure was tremendous. We were on a roll.
Tonight, join us for an extraordinary first look at Disney's Animal Kingdom at Walt Disney World in Florida.
It's Disney's Scott Hamilton Upside Down, featuring Christy Yamaguchi, Kurt Browning, Ekaterina Gordieva, and a special tribute to the films of Charlie Chaplin.
At Walt Disney World near Orlando, Florida, there's a sense of magic in the air.
From Epcot at the Walt Disney World Resort, it's Test Track.
Comedian Richard Jenny explores the never-before-seen world of automobile testing.
Captain Lundgren has asked me to invite a selected group of guests to dine with him on the final night of this extraordinary 4-day cruise. Oh, it will be a night of lively conversation and shared memories on the high seas.
Every day until New Year's 2001, families from around the world are coming to Walt Disney World to mark this special moment in a global celebration.
From Disney MGM Studios, Walt Disney World, Florida, the making of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror.
While these specials were a great new way to get exposure, Walt Disney Attractions could not live by syndicated programming alone. We had to continue building on programming that provided exposure on the networks and the Disney Channel. My job was to help shape that content and to help produce some of the most entertaining programs to ever come out of Walt Disney World.
The Walt Disney Company presents the 4th Annual American Teacher Award.
Disney's Nancy Kerrigan special, Dreams on Ice, with special guest stars Scott Hamilton and starring Ekaterina Gordieva and Sergei Grinkov.
Welcome to Discover Magazine's Technology Awards. Once again, Penn and Teller.
This is the Intervention Showcase.
And with me is my fabulous co-host, J.D. Roth, and the champ, Mr. George Foreman.
Welcome to the all-new Inside Out.
Some exciting stuff, but it doesn't end there. Just as important to us as creating our own shows is convincing other network and syndicated shows to come here.
This is the Disney MGM Studios at Walt Disney World near Orlando, Florida, where the sights and sounds of Hollywood have been recreated and then condensed into a few blocks.
And we invite you to come and join us for the biggest party of the year on New Year's Rockin' Eve here on ABC. From the Disney MGM Studios at the Walt Disney World Resort near Orlando, Florida, and live from Times Square, it's Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve 1995.
Oksana Bayul getting ready to perform. Last month, the 16-year-old from Odessa in the Ukraine fulfilled a fantasy. She spent some time at Disney World.
Well, that's how I've been able to make a difference right here at Walt Disney Attractions. Now, before Disney, on the local TV level, I did many of the same things, but I just didn't have these guys with me. PM Magazine provided a great foundation for hosting and producing. It was a great ride.
I'm at the Wimler Farm. Welcome. I'm Deborah Kent.
And I'm Tim Klein. Thanks for joining us tonight on PM Magazine and Willkommen in Deutschland.
Excuse me?
Well, tonight on this very special PM, we are off to Germany. Now, if your images of Germany are those taken from Cabaret or World War II, then you are in for a surprise. Tonight, Richard Hart is our guide, and he'll offer his insights into a country that has come back from the ashes of war.
I'm going to put myself out on a limb right now and do my impression of the Cowardly Lion, okay? Now, don't look at me, because I get embarrassed. If I were king of the forest...
That's very good.
Put him up, put him up.
It just boggles the mind to think of all the different ways that human beings invent to work out. And then there is High Voltage. Not exactly human, she claims. Now, she's a combination between Jane Fonda and Cyndi Lauper, who was out to zap you with her high energy.
We've got comedians backed up worse than traffic on 91, so let's get to it, shall we? Our next guest is a gentleman who is a national headliner. He's opened for Whitney Houston and Kool and the Gang. Would you please welcome Mr. Earl Reed?
Well, that's a brief look at my career. In the meantime, I think I hear my boss calling. You know, it's so weird working for a mouse who wears yellow shoes.